Hello everyone. My name is Oksana and I'm welcome you on my little channel Craft Journey. This is my little cross stitch corner. Okay, today is the 4th of April, Saturday, and this is my I think third floss tube. Is it? Oh man, I lost count so fast. I think I just started and already lost count. Okay, I guess I have memory like goldfish, 3 seconds and it's gone, if that much. Anyway, so you know what, it was like yesterday when I went to bed. I was looking in the calendar to take just to see how many weeks left till the end of spring. It's not that I want spring to end, I don't. The reason why is because I wanted to see if this particular project which you see in front of you, this is Golden Kite, if it will still have a chance to come up, like will have a chance. It's not like it will come up, but will have a chance if I will reset my spinning wheel. Actually, I will. So I still have about 5 projects, spring projects in my wheel, and I have like 6 weeks left till the end of spring. Now you can open calendar and you said, what in the hell are you talking about? It's more than 6 weeks. Yes, you are correct. It's more than 6 weeks. But as I said, every month I have, at the end of months, I have like mega wheel week. And that one, if you remember, contains all projects which I have like started regardless of the season. So chances that I will have some spring season come up on that like still pretty high. I don't know why Mega Wheel loves seasonal projects all the time, but not necessarily will, right? Not necessarily a spring project will come up. So that's why I kind of take out those weeks, because you never know. But those which I know for sure, that will be 6 weeks and 5 projects, which means like I will reset my wheel somewhere at the end of May. So this project which you see up in front will have a chance to come up the same as all the rest ones. Anyway, I don't believe I have too much to say about these projects. Let's take a look where is it right now. You know what's interesting? I still didn't get any. I still didn't get my package from 1 to 3 Stitch, which I did at the beginning of March, and it's already at the beginning of April, right? I need. I'm trying to say, like, I did respond. I did let 1 to 3 Stitch know. But they didn't respond to me back, which is a little bit upsetting, because I would like I would like either refund or my items be delivered. I actually want my items to be delivered. But anyway, the reason I'm saying it, because this particular project needs one of the floss which I ordered, and I don't have that. So I'm not sure if you will be able clearly to see what I was stitching, but as I said, I am right now filling in horizon, right? So in Saga, I kind of narrowed down my selected block from 3x4 square to I think 3x2. So it's kind of like I want to make sure that I'm finishing stitching water till horizon and a little bit of a sky. So I know that on this edge where the water touches the sky, like it connects here, there will be a lot of single stitches, right? Ninja stitches. I would say not even ninja stitches, it was single stitches, like, and they usually will be blends, and it will be a nightmare to do. So I want this nightmare horizon to finish, because as I saw, and I showed you last time, that when it comes to the sky, even though it's not 1 or 2 colors, it's maybe 5 or 6, but it is easy to stitch. It's not 200 colors in block 3x4. It may be just only 10 instead of 200, right? So it's way much easier to stitch, and it goes way much faster. And the same happened with this block here. So you kind of see here a little bit like weak window. It just happens that colors which were in the horizon, they will go into this side and then go into this side, and here it will be like a different color. So I decided, you know what, I'm not going to stitch it right now, I'm going to do it later. But my block, my selected square was like here, and I think that next time when I will take it, I will probably try to fill in a little bit here just to make it slightly even and make sure that I am really beyond the horizon already. So next time when I will switch to the next row, I will stitch only sky. And on this side, I am, if you see this like more darker pieces being stitched, this is where this middle shape is already starts. It's in here. We will see how that will go. That's probably not going to be that fast either, but I'm really happy that once I will be done with the horizon, this project will be start moving a tad faster. Because while let me repeat, while I was stitching this water, it was just like a nightmare. It's a project which I really didn't want to take. It never called me every time I will look at this water. So, well, I'm not sure how good you see me. I'm sorry, see me. You cannot see me. I'm not sure how good you hear me because I have this microphone clipped to my t-shirt. And t-shirt is extremely thin and flimsy. And it's like, I put a microphone and it just like drags the whole t-shirt to my bottom, to my belly, you know. And like my microphone for some kind of reason is on my belly. And I'm trying to pull it up, but because it's not, I didn't clip it on my belly, you know, it just like falls that far. Anyway, and I don't know how well you hear me. So there is not much to say about this particular project. Let me put you on pause. I will remove this big frame and we will take a look. Oh, there is one more thing which I wanted to say, that just because this was my March focus project, I actually decided, you know, like to do the final blow to it. And what was it? Last Sunday and Monday, I was stitching this one, even though there was no need for me to take this one, right? I could cheat, etc. But I decided, no, I really want to finish the horizon line. I don't know if it will happen this year, the way how I change my spinning wheel settings, but it could be really nice to finish horizon line. Okay, so now I will put you on pause, remove this frame, and we will take a look on my April focus project. This is the other project which my spinning wheel loves like crazy because it falls on every wheel every single week. It was my mega wheel gave me that project. I said last week, was it last week? I think it was like 5 days was it, and then on the weekend it gave me, oh, let it be also a focus project for the whole April. I'm like, oh Lord, but any focus projects which are located in my separate wheel, they are not going to come up until the end, the end of the year, let's say that nature, because once the spring will be over, I will reset the wheel and it will sit and wait till the next spring. But yeah, let me put you on pause. I will take it away and we will take a look what I'm talking about. Okay, and the project which I'm talking about is this Dimensions Egret in Flight. Give me a second, my microphone again on the floor. Come on. T-shirt. Okay, Egret in Flight. This was my super project for the March, and not focus project, but Mega Wheel gave me this project to stitch for 5 days, or 4 days I would say. I stitched 5 days, and once that week was over, my regular spring like focus project wheel gave me like, hey, why you still, like, why not? It's a good idea to sit another month with this project, and why not? Well, I would like to have other project a little bit to stitch as variety, but this is still good. Okay, so this particular project, what is a focus project? Let me just put this one because, all right, because I stitched on this side. As you may see with the preview, you would see that I stitched in this corner. So the focus project is the project, I will remind you guys, this is the project which I'm going to take every week, and we'll stitch on it about 1,000 stitches, like 500 stitches a day. So I usually dedicate to it 2 days, so 1,000 stitches a week until the end of month. At the end of month, let's say at the beginning of May, we will spin the wheel again. We will see what will be a focus project for the May. So I'm trying to remind, like trying to say, to think what to say. How actually better to describe it is, I spin a focus wheel, focus project wheel, only if there is no projects which are near completion, only if I don't have those. The projects which are near completion, how I define it, right? So those are the projects which have 4,000 stitches left or less, not more, but less. 4,000 or less. In this case, I can dedicate it every single week 1,000 stitches, and by the end of month, or definitely season, it will be completed. But if I don't have such projects at all, my seasonal projects, then I spin this focus wheel, and just to not get tired of a project, every month I spin a focus wheel again, just to have some variety, right? So this allows me to progress my projects faster and bring them to finish line faster, so they don't lay in my stash for decades. So that's how I'm doing right now, and I can change it anytime. So the focus project wheel gave me this project remind you. As for the April, I'm going to stitch it every week, so you are going to see it every week. I think that you see the progress pretty well, because last time when you saw this egret, he had only the body, but he didn't have his legs and, I would say, head, but pretty much beak. There is a lot went into the beak. I did his eye. And now even without the grass, even if I would show you this, you would see the difference, because first of all, not first of all, but the only one thing which would be like right in your eyes is that I stitched these pieces because they're dark, they're black on the overall light background. You would definitely see the difference, even if there would be no greenery. But my 1,000 stitches, I added the greenery, and I now go, like, if you will take a look, there the greenery, I will still have to do it a lot. There is a lot of green stuff. You may see maybe, what, 1, 2, 3, maybe at best 4 colors. That's not true. There is like, there are several colors here on this bright green. They are actually, one of them will be solid, another will be blend. And they look extremely the same, very, very much like the same. You may think this is like one color, but there are 2 different colors in here. So it's not like it is too much block stitching. No, it's not. There is, you still change your thread pretty often, but you actually can finish the whole thread, right? So even if you start on it, you will go till the end. And not a lot of threads which will be like, oh, 8 stitches here and like 5 there. That may happen, but not a lot. I also started this background. This is where you stitch, just because this is not gold collection, right? I think I told you last time, I don't remember how what is the maximum strands here. So far, this background is a 3-strander. So there are 3 strands. I don't remember if there was a blend. I think there was no blend. Maybe there was a blend. Let me see. Even if there was a blend, I cannot tell you. But there are 2 colors for now. There is like bright blue, 3 strands, and these 10, also 3 strands. It still go this way. I was thinking that I still, as you may see, I have some half stitches here, a little bit like in the middle of nowhere, like on this empty spot. I prefer to do half stitches at the end. I would always prefer to stitch full crosses and half stitches after that. The reason why, I found out that if I will do half stitches and then will try to do full crosses, like fill in, right, it actually ruins my half stitches, because no matter how hard I will try to squeeze my needle to not like catch on any threads, it's still catching on stuff, especially those half stitches. It's not like they are one strand, right, that I'm not worried about. It's 3 stranders, and sometimes the way how the thread goes for your full crosses, it may like bend harder your half stitch, catch on a thread. So I always fight with when I stitch full crosses after halves. I always fight with that. So I decided, you know what, I will try to do my best to do full crosses before I do halves. But sometimes when you have like already started stitching and you still have a lot of thread left, I was like, okay, I either can park it and wait until I will fill in here with the green and finish that half stitches, or just go and finish the thread. I prefer to finish the thread because even though there still will be greenery in here, it's not like there are 2 colors, right, that I can do it fast. No, there will be like 5 or 8 colors, like with blends, non-blends. I will dig in it for quite a while, and if I will park that thread in here, it will be on my way and it will irritate me also. So that's why I kind of went out a little bit, but I prefer not to. And that's why here you may see that it's not visible very much. I'm trying to see, but if you will, can you see through the screen? If you will look closer, you see there are like more darker blue here. There is actually it will be just darker blue, and some of them you even don't see, but here in the middle between all these threads, which you just cannot see at all, like these ones, this blue will be filled in here. There is still a lot of blue here. I still have to finish it in here, so I'm not done on this side yet. And but I'm just worried that I actually can start on it because there is quite a lot of blue in here, but I just want to make sure that I'm not getting like beyond like here, right? I want to finish full crosses before I start filling in. And I also need to make sure that I will try to avoid as much as possible going into this side with half stitches like I did with this tan color, because as I said, I don't want to fight with those stitches. That's the way how I stitch. Okay, so I've been yapping a lot about this stuff. There is nothing more to show. I'm just sitting in these weeds. Let me remind you, I'm going to move right now to the next project, but I'm not sure what's happening. Let me remind you that my spring spinning wheel, what it gave me last week, it gave me to start a new project. And I did. So I'm going to show you what the project is. So I had a new start. I will be honest, I really enjoyed it. It will be slightly loud because the package of this company always loud. So this, what I started with Letty Stitch, project called Into the Dreamland. Man, hopefully, I'm honestly so worried, guys, that I'm trying to pull my microphone up, but I'm worried that it will be very heard on, like, very loud on the screen. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to not do it very often, but otherwise you wouldn't hear me. Anyway, so Into the Dreamland, Letty Stitch. This is like Luca S, and this is like a brand of Luca S. Also, I think Luca S bought Letty Stitch at some point, but anyway, Letty Stitch, Letty Stitch Luca S, it's the same brand. Anyway, this is Anchor Floss, 16 count Ada. You will stitch here full crosses, 2 strands and blends. Back stitch 1 strand, 2 strand, 52 colors, and level of difficulty 4 out of 5. Okay, so these are the colors. I'm not a big fan of this type of thread organizer, but I don't have any better. I'm not going to redo it. I'm usually if there is thread organizer inside of the kit, I'm usually using whatever they give. If not, I have a separate one I bought, which I actually prefer more. What else you have in the kit? You have, of course, instruction. You have needle, and actually they also put needle threader inside, like that flat one. This is Lady Stitch puts it, Lucas does not. So if you buy kit which says Lucas on the top, you're not going to have needle threader, but if you buy Lady Stitch, you do. I heard that they stopped putting them even in the Lady Stitch kits, but I didn't buy those type of kits yet, so I cannot confirm. So you may not have it. Anyway, so as I understood, Lady Stitch, unlike Lucas, they put inside a but the gridded fabric. So this is how much I did. It's a little bit over 1,000. It is easy grid, is it? This is how you guys call it? I'm trying to remember. I've been watching all of you, and you call you name it, and I'm like, oh, I know what you're talking about, and now I cannot recall the name. I mean, oh my gosh. Anyway, some people say they like it. They can easily understand how to stitch with it. But a lot of people say they don't like it because it's very confusing the way they put the gridding lines. I agree, it's very confusing, but I'm trying to see if the longer I stitch, the easier it will get to me. So far, I just started. This is my first time starting on this fabric, so I don't know. For now, I'm not a big fan of, but we will see. I didn't start with from the center because I knew that center will be pretty far away. I like to stitch from bottom to top. My cross stitches look way much neater. They look better. And I prefer to start from bottom. But most of the time, if the project is not extremely big, or when it comes, like, for example, the dimensions, right? I start those from the side, from the center, and I usually go down to my bottom left corner. I'm sorry, bottom right corner. With dimensions, I do it because they usually give so little for framing, so little fabric for framing, so little that it's very easy to, to be wrong. That's why usually dimensions, I start from center and then move into my corner slowly, right? But with Lady Stitch, they do give you the dimensions here. These are the dimensions of this stitch portion, not the fabric they put, but the stitch portion. So when you measure, you can kind of see how much they gave you for framing, so you can count out, and that's what I did, and I started from bottom. We will see how that will go. We will see if I will fit. I think I measured it from all sides to make sure that yes, from all sides it will fit. I will have enough fabric for framing, but I never know. This is my first time doing this way from the kits. Because when for example, when I buy electronic charts and I buy fabric for it myself, I usually cut a piece big enough to know that it will fit. Exceptions are something like not full coverage, like if we'll take Mirabilia, Nora Corbett, Lavender and Lace, those big ladies, right? If it's not full coverage, I usually start from the center. Again, I always go down in my lovely corner, my favorite corner, but when it's not full coverage, I always start from the center, no matter how big a cut I made. Just to make sure that it's not extremely off-center. But with full coverages, as I said, I'm trying, based on a kit, based on a company, I'm trying to do from the bottom, even though like Riolis, I do from center because they also give very, very little how you call it, very little framing pieces, how you call it, that word just flew out of my head. Anyway, rheolysis, I start from the center. Dimensions is I start from the center. You know, something that nature. Here I'm like, okay, I don't want to start from the center. It's too far. It will take me forever to go into my corner, and I'm like, I don't want to do it. Let me just start where I like it. So hopefully that will be nice. Now, what else I'm doing? Decided to do slightly different than I usually do. I usually stitch in 3x4 blocks. I don't leave straight lines because I found out that the way how I stitch, those lines will be left. I will see those borders of the, let's say, call it blocks, right, at the end. I know that. Even though I don't consider myself pulling those stitches very tight, but apparently somehow, apparently I'm a tight stitcher. So usually I have like wherever ripped off borders. That's what it is. But this time I decided to try a little bit different method. It's not quite typewriter method because, as you may see, it's kind of weird. I saw people were doing this typewriter method when they do like one line, like 10 by 10 block, right, like square, and they will go all the way till the end, and this is like typewriting, right, lines by lines. And they don't do like 3x4 blocks, but they do like 1 by 1, I would say like 10 by 10 or like this. As you may see, it's not going the way how it's supposed to go because when I have, like, I don't want to park a lot. That's the reason. I did park one in here because I'm like, okay, I don't want to miscount. So I think I park it correct way, but once I will go to this line. Okay, the second thing why it's a bit bigger than 10 by 10 little block, because if I look at the chart, you would have like 3 or 4 stitches before the line, and then you have the full 10 by 10. So I decided to fill in to the line which like 10 by 10 border, but also taking together those leftover rows which are here on the bottom. So right now it's a little bit more than 10 by 10, but that's how I'm going to stitch till the end. And of course here I'm just like, okay, let me finish the thread. I don't want to park it. I saw people do park it on the next row, but I was just like, I just don't want to leave a lot of parking threads. I prefer on these, if it's not a max colors, right? Not max colors, but those multicolor, like Heaven and Earth Designs or any other those type of charts. If it's not that one, I prefer to not leave a lot of parking threads unless it's like extremely necessary, because you know, there is for example, like with the one which you see here, this particular color, it's not it was not happening anywhere in here. So, and I didn't want just to secure the thread and cut it off. I'm like, okay, it goes here quite a bit. I'm like, I would rather finish the thread. And so that's why I parked. Unless it happens that way, I will park. Other than that, I prefer to finish the thread. So hopefully I'm not going to go too far from my planned stitching, but we will see. And what else? What's coming for this particular project? I don't know when it will come into, let's say next time, maybe this spring I'm not going to see it. Oh, let's say maybe this year I'm not going to stitch it at all. Maybe that's it, what will be for the year. The reason why, because I might still take one, right? The reason why I'm saying it, because you see I have focus project for months. Then my spring wheel will give me a project for the week, and then I will have a free form project, right? I can take this one and stitch a little bit more, but if I will decide to do something else, it may not happen till the next year, because My spinning wheel, I'm not updating, I'm not adding those which I just started. My spinning wheel has only projects which are migrated from the previous years only. So fresh ones, they are not. So that's why usually they're not going to come up at any spinning wheel. I am thinking to redo my spinning wheel because, you know, I like to start projects, but I also have very, very old projects, and I would like to start finishing those. And I was thinking maybe I will just do a third wheel, and we'll just use that one, the one which will have only old projects, let's say 2 or 3 year old projects. And but I'm still thinking how I want to do it, because I don't want to just sit and stage only those without doing new starts. I like new starts. Without new starts, without anything which I started like this year, right? I don't want these projects, like for the one you see in front of you, I don't want this to sit and wait for 5 years until I finish those which I started in 2022 or 2023. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this variety and make my life more exciting, right? But that's what, like, my thoughts around these new starts. But another thing which I want to show you, that if you will look at this bottom line, it has a lot of brown. So I would tell you that when I was looking in Saga, because I made this, I made electronic chart out of it myself. These brown colors, they will go till the end of the line, and actually even the second line, it will have a lot of browns, like the second, like 10 by 10 block. So this will require a bit of browns to stitch. And I was like, that is so interesting, because right now like it's a spring project, and usually spring projects, they have a lot of green colors. And last year when I was stitching, starting projects and having putting stitches into whips, I would remember I would stitch green. I was so tired of green color that I wanted to stitch with something else, because it would be so much green. And this one, surprisingly, like, it's a spring project, but it's like brown, and it will go pretty far. Even though this particular leaf, it looks extremely bright, and it is bright. I was looking into the preview, and it is bright. Do you guys see it on the screen? Yeah. So this one is in here, so it is actually super bright. I was like, start doubting myself, like, did I even put the correct colors when I was doing the chart? Yes, I did. So I would have some bright spots here and there periodically in these 2 rows, but most of them will be browns. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Springing browns, but okay. Anyway, guys, let's spin a wheel, spring one, not focus, no mega wheels. Right now it's like regular weeks, and I'm spinning a seasonal wheel, and we will see what kind of a project I'm going to stage in addition to my focus projects, right? In addition to that, what is my next project for the next week? Let me pause you and bring my tablet. Okay, from Lady Stitch to Luca S. Well, that's lovely. I love it. To be honest, yes, I do. This is one of those projects. This is Luca S. And that's what I was saying. Luca S will be on the top. But other than that, you see, it's pretty identical. So this is the project which I was saying, one of the oldest ones. I don't believe it is the oldest one, but I think I started it in 2023. So it's quite old. And I was stitching it... as I said, I'm seasonal stitcher, so I would take it only springs, right? And last year, the way how my wheel was done, the settings, it was not going. My wheel wouldn't give me this at all. I think I didn't get it last year from the wheel, but I would take it as a free form to give more stitches to it. I don't remember, but even if it gave me one time, it was very like. I saw that it's not very often comes out. I have the whole series. I actually call it cherry banner, but it is not cherry banner. It is composition with cherries. That's how it's called. And there is the whole series. There is compositions with lemons, with grapes. And I bought, I think, pretty much the whole series with the exception. There was, I think they have two grape types. One is green with green grapes, and another one was the red one. I think it was like peonies and red grapes, so it's pretty red, and I think that one I don't have, but I do have with the grapes. I have pretty much whole series. Give me a second, what's going on? Okay, let me close this one. Okay, and that tablet a little, that I had some pop-up on a tablet which like could not understand what's going on. What I was talking about, yeah, that I had the whole series, and I was like, okay, it's been already almost 3 years. I'm trying to stitch it. It's not a big project. I'm like, I want other to stitch compositions too. I want those like badly, and I'm like, I'm not going to have enough lifetime to stitch it. Okay, I'm not going to have enough lifetime to stitch everything what I have, but I mean, as much as I could, right? Okay, so let's take a look. You cannot see threads very well, but I mean, it's cherries. Very loud. All right. It looks like this. I took it recently. I was stitching it in March because I wanted. So here, this kit had Ida 18. You stitch 2 strands, no blends. 2 strands, full crosses only, and there is no half stitches, nothing, just full crosses, and there is a back stitch, will be 1 strand. So you have anchor floss in here. I'm reading you these credentials like legend. You see Ida 18, it was white, level of difficulty 3 out of 5, not extremely difficult, and the size will be almost 20 centimeters by almost 40 centimeters. It's about more than 12 inches tall, and about less than 12 inches wide stitched area. Now, what you may see up in front, it's not, I don't know how good you see, it's very cloudy, so you may not see the difference. It's not white. What I did, it's not white, it's also not 18 count. I changed fabric. I didn't want to stitch on Ida, that's number 1. And I didn't want to stitch 2 strands on 18 count either. That's number 2. I stitched Heaven and Earth design. There is like purple dragon, baby dragon, I forgot the name, wind dragon. It's already out of print because Heaven and Earth design does not have contract with the artist anymore, so it's very old one. I bought it before they broke the end the contract, right? When it was still available, and I remember I was stitching it on 18 count 2/1, and man, I hated it. So I'm trying to avoid 18 count as much as I can, knowing that there is no blends in this particular kit or chart, because not all Luca S projects have solid colors. A lot of them have blends. I knew that this one doesn't have blends, so I changed it to a 20 count fabric, and I stitched 1/1. This is not my first time stitching 1/1. I already finished one time a project from Luca S. There was, I think, Still Life was mushrooms. Extremely beautiful project. That was my first time stitching 1/1 on 20 count. They put the 20 count fabric inside, and I was very skeptical. I didn't know how the coverage will look like, you know, 20 count, like 1/1. I was like, it's still not extremely covering extremely good, right? So I was skeptical, but oh boy, it covered perfectly. So what you see right now is I'm repeating that experience. I bought 20 count Blue Boy or boy blue, I don't know. It's not available on 123 Stitch anymore. I bought it on 123 Stitch actually for all series immediately. They all have the same size approximately. I think one of them had slightly bigger size, like 1 centimeter. It's not an inch, it's like 1 centimeter. It's less than an inch, right? Difference. I think it should fit. I wanted to buy a big the biggest cut on 123 Stitch of this color, but well, I thought about it too late. They no longer sell it. So I have these all, but at least I have this fabric for all of this, my compositions, so they will match, right, the background. I didn't want white color. I wanted to have a little bit bluish color. So I really like the color. It's perfect, but also it's 20 count. And as you may see, it covers pretty well. There is not much see-through, maybe on extremely dark pieces. When you look closer, you may see some like see-through stuff, but I can guarantee that looking from the screen, you probably don't see a lot of those see-throughs. Now, you may say, hey, it is so sad that flowers are ghosting with the background. Okay, they would ghost even more if it will be white fabric, okay? But there is still backstitch coming up. There is still backstitch coming up, and all flowers will be will have backstitch, so they will look way much brighter. The backstitch is not going to happen with white color. It will be pink, so it definitely will be a darker border, so you will see these flowers way much better. Okay, so what's coming? I'm planning, there is one more flower left. This is my least favorite to stitch the flower because it's light on light. It's hard to see, but I would like to finish this particular flower. I don't know if there is 1,000 stitches or more. I know that there is not, I don't believe there is less than 1,000. I just think that might be more, and I may not finish it, but my plan is to stitch this flower, and then finally, once I will be done with these flowers, finally I will go to interesting part, which are cherries. I don't know if it will be this year though. I would love to, but again, at least my spinning wheel allows me right now to take every single spring project and give it love, not like it happened last year when I didn't have those which were selected already, like colored out and not being selected, not repeatable, right? So I didn't have that setting, and usually last year my spring wheel would give me constantly Golden Kite to stitch or Rosewood Manor, and it will be like Golden Kite, Rosewood Manor, Golden Kite, and whole spring, and I was so tired of that. I'm like, I want to stitch something else. And this spring, you see, all spring wheels give me Golden Kite, Egret in Flight, Golden Kite, Egret. I'm like, okay, I'm tired of that also. So that's why it's good that I change the settings on the wheel. Otherwise, girls, I would probably keep stitching Golden Kite and Egret in Flight, you know. So at least now I have something different to stitch. Okay, I'm really, really happy that it gave me this project. I've been actually, just because I'm tired a little bit of the Golden Kite and Egret in Flight. I was sitting yesterday when I was stitching this Letty stitch. I was like, you know what? I have last year I started Gold Dimensions Petites. There are like geisha, and there is little napping kitty. They're so cool, they're so beautiful. They are about 5,000 stitches left to finish, and I'm like, it could be good to stitch. They are bright. I'm like, it could be good to finish stitching them. Then they may become a focus stitch for the season, and I may finish at least one project this season, because in spring I didn't finish anything yet, and it doesn't look like actually I will. Which is upsetting a little bit, but okay, next year I would definitely finish at least those petites. Anyway, stop talking about this. And yeah, the reason why I wanted something brighter, even though this flower is not going to be bright colors, but the whole project on itself is quite bright. When I was stitching Golden Kite, you saw there was like only those grayish, bluish, white colors, and the whole project like that. Egret in Flight, again, It was like white, tan, whole thing. You look at the whole project, right? White, tan, pretty boring colors. Yes, this gave me some color, but I'm like, okay. I keep looking on these tan white colors for over a month. I want something bright. It's spring after all. I want some bright flowers, something bright. And I'm pretty happy with this because it has this and red and green and pink and brown and everything. And now it will be more interesting and excited to stage. All right, guys, that will be it for today. I will conclude this video and I will see you next week. I wish you fast and easy stitches, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.